Hello everyone, and welcome back to our English Listening Practice podcast. I'm Emma, and today we are going to talk about school life. School is something almost everyone experiences. It's a big part of our lives, full of teachers, friends, lessons, homework, and memories. In today's episode, we'll practice listening to English while talking about school life. So, relax, get comfortable, and let's begin. When I was a student, my school day usually started at 8 o'clock in the morning. I wore a school uniform every day. It was a white shirt, a navy blue skirt, and black shoes. In the morning, we had classes like English, math, and science. After that, we had a short break. During the break, I usually talked with my friends or bought a small snack from the school shop. My favorite subject was English because I loved reading and writing stories. Math was a little difficult for me, but I always tried my best. In the afternoon, we had more classes, like history or art. Sometimes we also had physical education, or PE. In PE class, we played sports like basketball or volleyball. After school, I usually went home, did my homework, and then watched TV or read books. Here are some useful phrases you can use when talking about school life. My school starts at. My favorite subject is. I usually eat lunch at. I always sometimes never wear a school uniform. After school I usually. Try repeating these sentences after me to practice your speaking. Now, I will ask you some questions. Think about your answers in English. What time does your school start? Do you wear a school uniform? What does it look like? What is your favorite subject? Why? What do you usually do after school? Who is your favorite teacher? Take your time and try to answer in full sentences. Great job! Today, we talked about school life, subjects, uniforms, teachers, and daily routines. I hope this episode helped you practice your English listening and speaking skills. Remember, the best way to improve your English is to practice a little bit every day. You can even talk about your school life to a friend, a teacher, or even to yourself. Thank you for listening to the English Listening Practice podcast. I'm Emma, and I'll see you in the next episode. Hello, and welcome back to the English Listening Practice podcast. I'm Emma, your host, and today's topic is school life. School is an important part of our lives. It's where we learn, where we meet friends, and where we experience many first memories. In this episode, we'll talk about daily routines at school, favorite subjects, teachers, and even some funny stories from my own school days. By listening carefully, you will practice your English, learn new words, and get ideas for how to talk about your own school life in English. So, let's get started. My school day story. Let me tell you a story about a normal day when I was a student. My alarm clock rang at 6:30 in the morning. I got up, brushed my teeth, and quickly ate breakfast. Usually, I had toast and tea. After breakfast, I put on my school uniform. Our uniform was simple. A white shirt, a navy blue skirt, and black shoes. Sometimes in winter, I also wore a sweater. I walked to school with my best friend. The walk took about 15 minutes. On the way, we talked about homework or what we were going to do that day. When we arrived, the bell rang at 8 a.m. Our first class was usually English or math. In English class, we read stories and wrote essays. In math class, we solved problems on the board. During break time, we had about 15 minutes to relax. I loved talking with my friends, buying snacks, or sometimes playing a short game outside. Lunch was at 12:30. I usually ate rice, curry, and some fruit. After lunch, we had classes like history, science, or art. At the end of the day, around 3 p.m., I walked home, did my homework, and sometimes played outside. That was my normal school day. Vocabulary for school life. Here are some useful words and phrases you can use when talking about school. Uniform, the clothes students wear at school. Subject, a class, like English, math, or science. Homework, exercises you do at home. Break time, a short time to rest between classes. Recess, another word for break time. Classroom, the room where students learn. Teacher's pet, a funny phrase for a student who always wants the teacher's attention. Exam, a test at the end of a unit or year. Repeat after me. Uniform. Subject. Homework. Break time. Classroom. Exam. Extended practice questions. Now, I'll ask you some questions. Try to answer out loud in full sentences. What time did your school usually start? Did you wear a school uniform? What did it look like? What was your favorite subject? Why? What subject was difficult for you? Who was your favorite teacher? What did you usually eat for lunch at school? Did you play any sports at school? What was your funniest memory from school? Did you like doing homework? Why or why not? What time did your school usually finish? Take your time and practice speaking. Another story. A funny school memory. Let me share a funny story from my school life. One day, our teacher asked us to bring a science project to class. I worked hard on mine. It was a model of the solar system. I used cardboard, paper, and paint. When I walked to school, it was very windy. Suddenly, the wind blew my project, and the planets fell on the street. I had to chase after Mars and Jupiter before they rolled away. When I arrived at school, my project was a little broken. But my teacher laughed and said, "Well, at least you brought the whole universe to class." Everyone laughed, and it became a fun memory. Listening challenge. Now, let's do a listening challenge. I will describe a school day. Listen carefully and then try to answer my questions. David goes to school at 7:30 in the morning. He wears a white shirt and black pants. His favorite subject is English. He doesn't like math because it's difficult. During break time, he plays football with his friends. After school, he goes home, does homework, and then watches TV. What time does David go to school? What does he wear? What is his favorite subject? Which subject does he not like? What does he do during break time? What does he do after school? You can pause and answer before listening again. Great job today! In this episode, we talked about school life, daily routines, subjects, teachers, funny memories, and useful vocabulary. Remember to improve your English. Practice speaking every day. Talk about your own school life. Repeat the phrases and questions we practiced. Thank you for listening to the English Listening Practice Podcast. I'm Emma, and I'll see you in the next episode.